Hi everybody, this is Tina with Loving Lifestyle Blessings, and this is a sort of a Project Life update, chit chat, and sort of a share of some traditional pages for a project I'm doing. So it's kind of a lot of different things, and this video is probably going to be really long because I want to address some questions that I've received. Probably at least once a week I receive either a YouTube comment or an email or a comment left on my website regarding traditional scrapbooking versus Project Life. And as a lot of you know who've been following my blog from the very beginning, I did a lot of traditional scrapbooking. That really is what I'm most passionate about. I really love not scrapbooking so much in the general sense that people think of when you think of scrapbooking. I know a lot of people like cringe and they get scared and they're like, it's so overwhelming and you have to buy so many products and I'm just not that creative. And it's not necessarily the scrapbooking that I'm passionate about. Well, I love that creative part of it. I am much more passionate about taking photos and recording your memories. And for a long time now, I have wanted people to get into scrapbooking for that reason, not necessarily for all the product or what I consider to be the fun part of it, but really for the photos and for I just couldn't imagine. I just really love my neighbor's dogs. Can I just say, it's 11 o'clock at night and that's what I have to listen to. Okay, sorry, got distracted. So I probably feel this way about photos and recording your memories because as a child, I don't have I don't have photos from my childhood. I don't have any memorabilia from my childhood. It was all lost. And so for my family and for me, once I was able to start taking photos myself, and as technology has come so far, I just take a lot of photos and I want to record those memories and I want my kids to have something when they grow up. So that's a little bit of why I feel that way, why I'm so passionate about it. And so let me just take on the question of Project Life versus traditional. So one question I got, I'm going to read this email, and I believe she sent it to me from YouTube. And she says, I am a foster parent in Canada who enjoys scrapbooking. However, I have to put together an album for each child that lives with me, and I find this very challenging because I'm more of a traditional scrapbooker. It takes me a long time to scrapbook a page on top of looking after 4 biological kids, 3 foster kids, a husband, a dog, and some fish. Yes, crazy, I know, but I love what I do. I was introduced to Project Life while watching one of your videos and was very interested in the process until I bought the page dividers from Stampin' Up! And did a couple layouts using Project Life process. I felt very bored and not challenged enough. So I've been trying to do lately is incorporate Project Life with traditional pages. My question to you is, do you only do Project Life layouts? And if not, can you please include some traditional type layouts in your videos? I'm running out of ideas. So this is a very typical question I get, and I wanted to take some time to answer it. So the first part of it is, yes, I only do Project Lifestyle layouts. I have really, really embraced the idea and the process of just using Project Life page protectors and the pocket process of just slipping your pictures into page protectors and kind of moving on. With that said, I'm huge about inserts. I really love inserts, and because of that, my albums are still 2 albums per year. My original hope was that I could get 1 year into 1 album, but I have found that's not possible for me, and I'm okay with that now. And then second, I don't necessarily do traditional layouts, but I do embellish more than just, I don't just use a core kit. I guess is where I would go with that. So I did find, I will say when I first started Project Life, I got an old style core kit, and that core kit had a lot of the same designs. It had like 50 of the same card. And so originally I was just going to get one core kit. I started with the Clementine core kit. I was going to get that one core kit, and that's what I was going to use all year. And I did get very, very bored. So I will just be very honest and say I did absolutely get very bored using just one core kit. So what I did, and I found it hard. So on the flip side of that, I tried to use my own product and just cut it down and into 4x6 and 3x4 cards. And I found that I wasn't good at coordinating, or I didn't feel like things flowed correctly through my album. So I didn't like that process. So what I have embraced is I have a lot of core kits. I have probably 8 or 9, maybe 10 core kits, and I don't plan on not purchasing anymore. If a core kit comes out and I like it, I purchase it. And I break all my core kits up and I store them by color. So they're not stored by individual core kit, they're stored in color, and I just keep those in RGBIV in a box. And so that way when I'm working on my album, I just use, I usually base it on color. You can tell like right here, this was actually from a 6x6 paper pad, and I have a very few, I have very few of those, and I just, a couple of I've really liked, and so I've gotten them. So, what I do is I lay my, you can see this was a 6x6 paper pad, and I used it for July. I just really felt like it was real summery. And right here, I really love this insert. This is designed E, and it has the 4 6x6 squares, and so then I can embellish these squares a little bit more. With these, it's a little bit hard because they're so small and they can really be time consuming if you try to embellish each one. And so to break up my album, and when I'm really feeling like being creative, you can see that I used this, and I used some different ribbon, and I cut out a little sunshine on my Cricut, and I did some stamping. And I used this really cute card. It's from October Afternoon. And I used some rub-ons down here. So what I really like to do is, let me get to August. So what I really like to do is, just recently I shared with you guys my August, and I used the Midnight Core Kit for most of it, but really it's what I did is I used the black and the yellow, and like this wasn't from the Midnight Core Kit necessarily, and I have some inserts in here, and I lay my weeks out monthly. I use inserts, and I keep it just pretty simple. And mostly what I really love about Project Life is the ability to take more everyday photos. I was so overwhelmed with scrapbooking that I wouldn't take photos. I would feel like if I take this photo, I'm gonna have to scrapbook it. So I would rather not take the photo and not feel guilty for scrapbooking it and not be so much, you know, so far behind than take the photo. So that was the first thing where I was like, wow, this isn't gonna work. That's a problem. I need to take the photos. And then I realized at one point, you know, as much as I like birthdays and holidays and, you know, special events and trips that we go on, what I really would love to see is, as I flip through the very few photos my grandmother has of their, you know, life, of different things. She has tons of photos of Christmas, of us spending Christmas, and every year it's the same thing, and the Christmas tree is in the same spot, and the same ornaments are in the same spot, and the same decorations are in the same spot. We're just, you know, a year older. I really want to see, I really would have loved to have seen photos of her everyday life. And so that was a huge light bulb, a huge aha moment to me, is I felt like with traditional scrapbooking, I was only scrapbooking big events. And I never could figure out how to take one photo of some everyday event that wasn't that exciting and make a 12 by 12 layout of it. And so for my kids especially, which is where I want to answer this email, for me, taking everyday photos of my children and what they're doing and of their bedroom and of them playing outside and them together and the things that we do every day, that's what I want them to remember. And so Project Life has given me the freedom to do that. And I do an album for all my kids every year, and I do a family album. So this is our family album, and I have everyday photos of us. I have my kids in all of it. But then I do, when they turn 3, I start I do a first year album for them that's very elaborate, and it has all of their firsts in it. Sorry guys, I had to shut that window. That dog is just too much. That's why the bugs are coming in. It's because I forgot this was open. Okay, I'm back. Sorry guys. So their first year album is very elaborate. It has all of their firsts, them walking, all of those memories. I usually take, which I wish I wouldn't have done this, but all my kids are past year 2 already. So I've always taken year 2 off from doing a personal album for them. And they're just in our family album. And then in year 3, I usually start a 12 by 12 album, and then I just keep filling it. So I just do like monthly overviews for them. And so that's the way my Kayla, my oldest daughter, that's how her album is. She has her own album. I use these dividers, these Becky Higgins dividers. And I just do a month overview, and I do 1 or 2 places for her. And I try to do a lot of writing and whatnot. So then for Violet, for her 3rd year, I did a mini album. I did a Becky Higgins mini album for her. And I just did 1 page a month for her. And that was fine. I really think it depends on where you're at or what you want to do. I'm a big believer in doing an album for every kid, and it's not overwhelming to me now that I do Project Lifestyle and I'm not trying to make elaborate 12 by 12 layouts. The other thing that I think is a really great solution is doing a 12 by 12 page, but taking the designs of Project Life and doing those just on 12 by 12 paper, so then you can embellish more. You can, you're not stuck to just doing a pocket, and you can embellish or use ribbon or do all of those things that we like to do traditionally, but it gives you a really quick layout idea. So this is a album that I'm working on for a really good friend of mine. I grew up with her. She's practically my sister. She got married last year in May, and I had said to her, for your wedding gift, I would really love to do a scrapbook of, all the events that led up to your wedding and then one of your weddings. So I'm doing so basically this is what I just started on it this week, and it basically starts with the engagement story and then goes all the way through all the preparations, and then one album will be just her wedding. So I have been collecting stuff for the last year for it and had a good idea what I wanted to do with it, and she got pictures done and came over and we started doing it, and I started doing these traditional pages. Let me get to one that here's one. And they're so simple, and I'm so out of practice in doing traditional layouts because I just have really, really embraced Project Life and really embraced the pockets, and it is so much more enjoyable to me to work in the Project Life realm and the pockets and feel like I'm constantly caught up and feel like I'm documenting our life than it is for me to do these elaborate, and these aren't even really elaborate when I think about the stuff I've done in the past, but to work in the 12 by 12 realm of this was a huge kind of more of an eye-opener to me as I've been working on this last week, that not only am I really out of practice from doing these, but I don't enjoy it as much. Of course I'm enjoying doing this. I'm doing it with her. We don't get a lot of time to spend together, so I enjoy the time spent with her and the memories I'm creating with her and working on this with her. But really, I don't miss doing these 12 by 12 layouts. I don't miss trying to come up with an idea. I sat there for one day for over an hour just looking through scrapbook sketches and trying to come up with a layout to start. And I thought, this is ridiculous. It wasted so much of my time. And so I have been incorporating, I always knew I would do this, normal 12 by 12 pages with inserts. So this is her picking out her dress, and this is different dresses that she tried on, and so I did a 12 by 12 layout, and I'll do a title. I haven't embellished these a lot because we're just getting the orientation of her album together, but I'll do something really fun with this, and we'll do a title, you know, picking the dress or something. And then I used a Becky Higgins Design B insert, and this has the pockets up here, and then it has these 3x4 up here, and we put cards of the different places she went, and then all these are going to be dresses. So that's kind of where I'm at with traditional scrapbooking versus project lifestyle. I have just really embraced it and am really enjoying doing the project life pages, and I don't miss the traditional. So anyways, I hope that has maybe helped some of the questions that I get or emails. Please feel free to leave me a comment and let me know where you're at, or if you know, me talking all this time has helped. So thanks guys for coming by, and I will talk to you later.